Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Quintessence episode. And this video is going to be a little bit different, because today is Quintessence's first birthday. So instead of making a video about what's new, this video will be about the history of Quintessence and my plans for it moving forward. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video. So a couple of years ago, I started looking into ways to make a game. I wanted the game to be multiplayer and have it be available on almost any device. And in the past, I tried using game engines to make a game, but I never understood how to use them, so I decided to program my game from scratch. At this point in time, I only knew one language, which was Python, but I didn't like it very much because I always found it to be slow, so I started to learn JavaScript, which met all my requirements because websites can be run on almost any device, and also multiplayer games can be made within JavaScript. And after watching just one tutorial on JavaScript, I started making my game. Because I still knew pretty much nothing about JavaScript, it took me a couple of months just to get a basic game working. And while making this game, I definitely focused on quantity over quality of features. Like the game had a basic crafting and inventory system, you could make portals to a new dimension, and there was even a mana system. But the game was poorly optimized, and none of the mechanics really worked well. And 1 year ago from today, on Super Bowl Sunday of 2023, I was playing the game deciding what to add next, when I realized just how slow and laggy the game was, and how poorly the game was coded. So I scrapped the entire project and restarted. And my goal for this new game was to focus on quality over quantity of features. This time I was going to take my time with game mechanics, and try to code in a way that I could scale in the future. And this is why the game has so few game mechanics even though it's a year old. Since I had started remaking the entire game, I wanted to document developing the game. And over the first few days, I took pictures of what I'd worked on that day. All I got done in day 1 was just a basic tile system, to render blocks to the screen. And day 2 of the project, I expanded on this and made blocks breakable. Day 3, I started working on UI, which I continued to day 4 by working on the start screen, as well as adding an FOV slider. By day 5, I replaced the basic blue block on the starting screen with an image, as well as adding stars to the starting screen. And on day 6, I added an alternate texture pack, which was made by one of my friends. Day 8, I added a credits button to the main screen, and over the next few days, I made and added music to the game, made basic cave structures with 2D Perla noise, and made a screen for you to customize your name. Which takes us to day 13, where I started working on multiplayer. And finally on day 16, I had basic multiplayer working. A player could connect to a server, and block breaking would be synced to both players. And this is when I stopped doing daily images, but this would later come back to be weekly update videos. And this takes us to today, where I have a pretty basic game, but I think the base mechanics are designed well, and can easily be built on top of. And this week, instead of updating the game, I revisited my old game I abandoned 1 year ago, fixed a lot of bugs because it was left in a pretty broken state, and after deleting unused assets, fixing all of the UI elements, and redoing the start sequence, the game's in a semi-playable state. It still has a lot of bugs and only half works, but I still think it's cool to look back on and show you guys. So if you want to play the game, you can click this button here in the bottom right, and then it'll ask you to pick your color, and enter your name. And then you can just click 3 times randomly on your screen, and that should take you to the game. Huh, weird, I don't remember adding that. And this game has a few cool game mechanics, like a kind of broken day-night cycle. Also, when you break blocks, they drop as items that you can then pick up, which is pretty cool. It also has crafting, and you can craft a crafting table, which doesn't do anything. And another cool part about this game is it has more than one biome, and when you step into it, it starts snowing, and it puts the effect around your screen, which is pretty cool. It also has custom ores that you can mine. There is no pickaxe, so you do have to mine the stone just by hand, which takes a while. You can craft a cobalt core using 1 piece of cobalt and 1 piece of coal. Then after that, if you place 2 pieces of stone, put the cobalt core in the middle, and put 4 pieces of iron around 1 piece of coal, it makes a portal. If you're inside the portal and press Q, you get teleported to the game's other dimension, called the Decay. And there's not much here besides just some sand and some trees, and that's about it for this biome. But I think my favorite part about this game is its mana system. As you can see, I have this little stone here, and mana, represented by these blue floating dots. And if I right click, I can cast spells. And you can see my mana is slowly regenerating, but if I equipped this mana rune, it increases my capacity by 10. So now I can get 10 extra points of mana to cast more spells without running out. And that's all that's in this game. It's a little bit unpolished, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And that's it for this video. It's pretty fun to go back and look at the history of Quintessence, and I'm excited to see what this next year will bring for Quintessence. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!